Being present is so important. That means like focusing on the task at hand, not worrying about all these little things, like having your attention on the small things that matter and that are important at the present moment, instead of worrying about all these different outcomes or all these different things that you want. There's a few different ways of doing that. And there's a few different ways of like having this motivation of exactly, what you want to do to stay motivated. One of the ways it comes down to is like having a tangible action item as a goal instead of just one large goal, like breaking each goal down into tangible things that you can do and you can track week by week. So make it something reasonable, something that you can achieve every single week. If you do them for 3 weeks in a row, bump the standard up a little bit, but don't let yourself fail each one of those little tangible action items more than 2 weeks in a row. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I was just putting Emma Bell back down to bed. She's doing good though. She just turned 1 a few days ago from when I'm filming this on July 5th. And she's just a little ball of energy. Freaking, I love her so much. So let's get back to where we were. Essentially, you want to make sure it's reasonable and that standard is something that you can achieve. As soon as you've achieved it for 3 weeks in a row, bump up the standard a little bit. Do not, like I repeat, do not let yourself fall underneath the standard and not hit your tangible action item more than 2 weeks in a row. Writing things down is huge. Like, write things down makes the goals and the action items real, especially for you. It gives yourself a sense of accountability, like self-accountability. Like, keeping a journal is super, super easy to do. Like, before you go to bed or right after you wake up, literally just take 5 minutes out of your day and write a few things down. Something that I wrote down in my journal every single day is my affirmations, what I'm grateful for every single day, and what I'm looking forward to, and different like little things, like a to-do list almost. But it's just a couple. So like the affirmations and what I'm grateful for is just a couple different things every single day. And make sure that they're different. So like you can't be grateful for something and you can't affirm something that you've already done and you've already wrote down. So it makes you really aware. It makes you aware of everything that you are grateful for. It gives you just a much better perspective, and it literally takes 5 minutes out of your day to do it every single morning. So I don't know why you wouldn't be doing that. It's like the simplest thing to do. That also gets you in the habit, creates these like grooves in your routine every single day, gets you started with just writing 5 minutes, writing something down to create a better habit for tracking goals and something like that. And then other than the affirmations and what you're grateful for, writing down like things that you like want to do every single day. Speaking of that accountability though, get somebody that's close to you to help keep you accountable. Like little text messages or pictures of the tangible action items that you're doing. All of those different things make it so much easier to stay motivated. I mean, I find it helps me stay motivated because I know that somebody is watching. I know that like somebody has an eye over your shoulder when you're accountable with them. And it makes you stay on top of things. At least it helps me out a lot. It's also like a pride thing. You know, like when someone's watching over you, it is embarrassing to fail. So like it gives you that little extra boost to not want to be embarrassed. Like those little things, they help. So find someone that you can have an accountability buddy with. Accountability buddy. Yep. What's up, buddy? Another thing that helps out a lot is music. It's a huge motivator. There's actually a study that was published by Scientific Reports that shows that music is a huge contributor to motivation. Pretty cool. So like find songs that you love that make you feel like heroic and put them in a playlist. Name it motivation. Just little things. 3 or 4? 3 or 4. I forget which one it is. But get outside. Get outside and walk. I don't care how long. I don't care, like, just if it's 10 minutes, if it's a walk around the block that takes 15 or 20 minutes, just get outside and walk. There's another study that was published in Frontiers in Psychology. It shows walking around outside in nature can improve your mental clarity and the mood and your motivation. So, I mean, I feel it myself all the time when I get outside, even if you are in like a crowded neighborhood or maybe it's not super safe. Getting outside and just taking a walk down the street with that like clarity, it like almost puts you in this flow state. Now, I've done some research on the flow state itself. I haven't done enough to be able to like talk about it yet. I'd like to in a future video, but this flow state that's activated by like different activities, and it's pretty much different for every person. It can be the same for other people, but like it basically boosts your curiosity, your creativity, your motivation, your focus, everything. And it's really a lot of it. It's stimulated by some type of action, some type of exercise. And it's like a moderate exercise too. So like it doesn't even have to be a run. Number 5 would be locus of control. Now, what I mean by locus of control, I know there's a few other people out there that have done videos on something like this, but there's 2 different types of locus of control. Locus of control means the degree to which people believe they have control over their own life. What that means is like how much I believe I have control over what's going on. Now, there's 2 different types. One type is external locus of control, which is honestly the bad one. You make excuses because you feel like there's little to nothing that like is in my own control. Everything's out of my hands, so what's the point? I can't control everything. I'm just going to give up. I have no motivation, no hard work, nothing. The other is internal. It's where you believe that how much hard work and effort you put in is in your own control. That is a huge key in staying motivated. Like knowing that and having the mindset of the amount of hard work that I do and the amount of effort that I put in is in my control. So I'm going to put in the amount of effort and the most amount of control that I possibly can. Like the most amount of effort and attitude and emotion into something like this to stay motivated. Knowing and having that mindset that it is in your control is one of the biggest things. And that's called an internal locus of control. So if there's nothing else you got from this video, just please at least remember the internal locus of control. There is a lot in your own control. And the effort that you put in now becomes determination later. And then that determination becomes a routine. And that routine becomes your identity. Then with that new identity, your life has changed. Thanks for watching to the end of this video, boys, or girls. I appreciate it. Thanks for hanging around even when I had to go pick up Emma. Life is good right now. I'll give you a little bit of an update for myself. We had my family from Michigan, at least a couple of my family members from Michigan, and pretty much all of Sammy's family from Alabama and Florida come up to New Jersey. They spent the week for 4th of July, Sammy's older brother's birthday, Emma's birthday. We pretty much just spent the last week just hanging out, going and doing different things. We went to Six Flags, we went down to the beach, we did fireworks, we had a great birthday party for Emma. It was very fun, and spending like quality time with like family members is always a plus. You know, it's a good reset, especially if you're like you're grinding and you're working day to day and you're working out a lot. Like you don't want to skip too much of your routine and your habits, but having a good refresher is honestly it's a great way to sit back and like breathe for a little bit. So I'm super grateful also for some of the feedback that you guys have been giving me. The only way to make these videos better is to ask. So if you guys stuck around for this long, hit the subscribe button, please, and the notification bell, so that way you guys know when my video is posted. And leave a like. Check out some of my other videos. I have a couple other ones posted that are on topics like this. But as always, sorry that was a little loud. Seek first to understand before being understood.